Yo, 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 what's good, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner. We're back in the building, and it's time for some more live content for the people. Today, it's going to be a discussion about all things Jamaican football. We're going to discuss the Jamaicans abroad doing their thing. We're going to discuss the JPL week one. Talking points from that. We're going to discuss the clubs in Concacaf competition. Of course, we had Cavalier and Fixtures with playing games. We're going to have a SBF check-in. We have not really discussed schoolboy football at all on the channel yet. So we are going to just do a quick look at what's going on, how the standings are looking after the first few games. All right. And of course, tonight as well, we have to touch a topic that's going to be a hard one because it makes me a bit upset, the national stadium concerns. All right. So we're going to discuss that as well. So full of content for today's show. So we're just going to go through the topics, try to keep it as organized as possible for those who want to watch the show on the replay. I pride myself on creating content that people can watch, whether it's live, later. They will always get something out of the content, whatever you're looking for. All right. So today, this is going to be one that is pretty much focused on all things Jamaican football, whether it's going on locally or abroad. Doesn't matter if it's Jamaican. We're going to discuss it on today's program. All right, people. So that's the kind of way we're going to do the show today. That's how it's going to be in terms of the progression of the show. I'm going to try to get through everything. I'm probably going to close with the Jamaicans abroad segment. I think that's a little bit more enjoyable. We'll get to see what players have done. That's a bit more uplifting. I think some of the things I have to talk about, not the best, especially the stadium thing. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to start with the whole stadium discussion. I'm not sure if many people had a chance to see, but Cavalier did play Real Hope in the stadium on Tuesday night, and they had some issues at halftime, read the lights, and forced the game to not start back on time. So yeah, that was very concerning, and got news last night as well that there were issues in the Fraser's game as well. So not the best of news regarding the lights at the stadium. We're building momentum with the home team. I thought we got almost 20,000 in there, very close to 20,000. So we want to continue that in terms of the attendance, and I think that it definitely helps to have the games at night. So hopefully there's no issues with that. So we're going to talk about that briefly to start the show. Omar Fowling, big up yourself. Yeah, man, respect for being here in the building. You know the things that you have to do for me, people. You have to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the content. I am going to share this in a few more places because I don't think people would really be knowing that I'm going live this early in the day. So yeah, I just want to try to maximize the amount of people that know that we are even here. So let me send this around a few times. And yeah, make sure you guys are sharing it for me as well. People might not know that we are dropping content during the day. Caris, up, 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 big up yourself. Besas documentary, yeah man, we're above earth and we give thanks. You heard they installed pepper lights. Boy, man, I tell you, I don't know what going down there. Bless up Toffee Rudy, yeah man, respect. Yeah, so have a lot of content to go through today, people, so I'm just going to get started right away. First thing I want to do, as I said, we're going to talk about the national stadium concerns. It's a part of the title. You see the picture in the thumbnail as well with the stadium with the lights kind of halfway on, some off. So we're going to just discuss a little bit more about it. So there was an article today in the Observer, Dark Matter, and I think this actually might be the same picture on my thumbnail, so shout out to these people for this picture. It definitely gave a good look, how one side of the stadium was looking. So I'm going to read this and then we will discuss in the comment section and with each other. All right, so Dark Matter. Independence Park forced to probe latest lighting issue at National Stadium by Daniel Blake. All right, so one of the light towers went out at the National Stadium during Cavalier FC's group match against Haiti's Real Hope in the Concacaf Caribbean Cup on Tuesday night. After another major issue with the lighting at the National Stadium, Independence Park Chairman Mike Fennell says a comprehensive review of the system will be done to prevent further mishaps. The government spent close to $20 million to install new lights in July to ensure it met CONCACAF and FIFA requirements. This installation met approval and allowed Jamaica's Concacaf Nations League match against Cuba to go ahead on the lights on September 6th. However, a new incident took place on Tuesday during reigning JPL champions Cavaliers FC's group match against Haiti's Real Hope in the Concacaf Caribbean Cup. During the halftime break, the light towers by the southern end of the stadium went out, causing a lengthy delay to the start of the second half. The lights were eventually restored and the match resumed, with Cavalier surrendering a lead to lose 2-1, their first defeat of the competition. We'll talk about that shortly as well on the show. Fennell told the Jamaica Observer that an electrical issue was the cause of the outage. And this is Fennell speaking now. We're getting all the data from the consultants and the electrical engineers, and we're not finished with that as yet. We're in the process of getting it, but the lights went as a failure of a breaker. Fortunately, we had a standby team as we normally do, and the standby team rectified the problem to ensure the match continued. The electricians have replaced the breaker. Although it was fixed for the completion of the match, they've replaced the breaker to ensure everything will be normal. Fennell also says an apology was given to Cavalier on Wednesday. He said, "Yes, we have apologized. We have been in contact with them and the JFF." The article continues, "It's the third major issue with the stadium lights and the second involving Cavalier. Concacaf fined the club in February after it was ruled that the lights were inadequate during their Champions League game against American club FC Cincinnati. Cavalier technical director Rudolph Speid says the outage contributed to his team losing momentum in the game on Tuesday." This is Speid now. "I think we started very well and got the go-ahead goal, but I think after the power cut at halftime, we just got thrown off our rhythm, and basically I think we just backed up too much and conceded 2 goals in rapid succession. It's just one of those games." With Cavalier potentially at risk of another fine, Speid is hopeful that Concacaf will be merciful. "Well, in fairness, if you host a game, it's always your fault. Let's hope that they saw this as a force majeure, uncontrollable event, and we don't get a fine." Fennell, though, wasn't willing to say if Independence Park would be open to helping Cavalier pay a potential fine. Fennell said, "I can't speak to that at this stage. I could never speak to that at this stage. That would be for another consideration." The JFF was forced to move its FIFA World Cup qualifier against the Dominican Republic in June from 6:30 to 3:30 after an inspection ruled the lights not bright enough for a night game. With several night matches scheduled for the rest of 2024 at the National Stadium, including the Reggae Boys Nations League clash with Honduras next month and ISA Schoolboy football in November and December, Fennell says Independence Park is doing all it can to avoid further issues. The consultants have been asked that following this, they will be doing further work to review all the lights to see if there's anything more we need to do at this stage. We're not just leaving it at the repair work, but we're looking at it because everybody knows the lights and lighting systems are quite old and we have to do a complete review and give us a report. And that's Mike Fennell right there. And that's the end of the article. So, look, a lot being said in that article there. Is from the chairman of Independence Park, Mike Fennell. Look, to me, this is an issue that is concerning. And the reason why I say it's concerning, it's clear that the stadium at this point needs a massive revamp, when it comes to everything at the stadium that it has. And I think we keep on trying to cover up a part of the stadium, like in terms of, we just did the lights, right? Pretty soon it'll probably be the seats, and then it'll be something else, and then it'll be something else. But I think that we keep on throwing money at this stadium that's clearly not what it needs to be. Would it be better to just throw one big money at a new stadium at this current point? I don't know. I don't know, people. What you guys think in the comment section? Because to me, they said they spent close to 20 million doing the lights. And they didn't really specify, but 20 million Jamaican. How much is 20 million Jamaican, people? I'm going to see. So 20 million. What is it? 160? So that's 125,000. It's a decent amount of change. But now there's an issue with the breaker. But that's my thing. Like if you got new lights, wouldn't you want to then fix the lighting system, like the breaker units and all those things? All those things should have been replaced if the breakers are old. So I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like we don't think a lot of these solutions all the way through, because just getting new lights, if the system that's going to make the lights turn on is also outdated and old, that's the issue. When you were changing lights, you should have looked at the entire lighting system. But I understand perhaps the 125,000 US that they would have put into this is what they could afford at the moment. But hopefully they'll have another opportunity again in the game in Honduras. The problem is the teams that the issues happen with, because we had an issue at the Cavalier game. I was on a program last night, big up to BAM Sports. Rudolph Speid did join the panel, and he said that he heard that there was also an issue at the Fraser's Whip game, which would have been last night. So, this article stated that the issue with the breaker was fixed, and even after the game, they went back and repaired the breaker, to make sure that it wouldn't happen again. But I'm hearing that it happened again last night as well. So let me look in the comment section, see what you guys are saying, because to me, this is concerning. Which Concacaf is the people running the games that this would have happened. They are the people that are going to run in obviously in tandem with FIFA, the World Cup or the Nations League, but it's CONCACAF competition. So really and truly, CONCACAF is the same people going to be running that game. So if they are witness to 2 incidents at night matches in Jamaica, will they take some type of action and force us not to have the night game? That is the question. That game, of course, is on the 14th, right? So if the game is on the 14th is on Monday night. So that means, if it's a Monday game, a daytime would be detrimental to the turnout in the game. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Let me look in the comment section and see what you guys are saying. Chris Smith, big up yourself. Respect for being here. Omar said, I saw the racing game. I like their system of play. Quite good. I think they will struggle on bad fields with their style of play. It was a good look. All right, Omar Fowling, big up yourself. Respect. We will discuss the JPL in just a moment, starting out with the National Stadium concerns. But yes, I did get to see racing play a good chunk of that game, and I agree they did have a nice system of play. Didn't really rush the ball game, which is rare for a lot of teams in the JPL. So, and I also agree that on certain pitches they will not be able to play how they really want to. But in the JPL, for the most part, they really only play the games at pitches that are somewhat decent, I would say. So let's see. Decent in the context of Jamaica, you know what I mean. New lights and old cables. Yes, exactly, Omar Fowling. I didn't even read these comments, but that's exactly what I was just talking about. It don't make any sense to me to change the lights. The thing up front look nice and pretty, but then the thing that control those lights older than dirt. It don't make no sense. In a ear say J Basco Gaming say, in a ear say Reese Nelson say him want 1 year for focus on him football, now fall for the unicorn meet again, I must because him feel him can get called for England. He must say that as excuse. But J Basco, I haven't heard anything about that. But to be fair, I haven't really been looking for anything about Reese, to be honest, lately. And to be fair, I'd never really look for that type of stuff. It's just most of the time people will drop news on me and I'll find out that way. Or in just looking about the players, you'll find articles that kind of say things. But yeah, I'm not really I've come to realize, Jay Basco, that you'll drive yourself crazy, around down all of these rumors and all of these whatever. If you don't have a direct contact or link to them, the player, the group, in close friend base or agent or something like that, then you're not gonna really know the truth. So About a hot up here, J Basco. I tell you the truth, brother. That's a big money. Yeah. 125,000 when I did 160 divided by the million, the 20 million. Yeah, 125 G's. So yeah, it's not a small change. Not a small change. We need the lights to work for people to turn out at the stadium. Agreed, Omar Fowling. The lights have to turn on, because if the lights don't turn on, it's a Monday game. People can't forward to the game. It not gonna work. It not gonna work. All right, so that is it basically for the lights. I am telling you, it is a crucial thing. We need to sort. Mr. Fennel. Yes, I talk to my pops, come and know, yeah, and just say, Daddy, let him know how crucial this is, you know? It's very, very important that we get this turned on. Believe me. Yeah, man, people are sending message. All right, so next thing on the docket. Well, first and foremost, people, like the video, share the video as well, people. Because I know, say, I haven't really been, let me see, when's the last time I went live? I think I went live on my birthday, which was 3 days ago, right? Did an EPL review show. So, haven't really been putting in the work on YouTube, but them say, if you want to go the nose off a run, so back in the streets putting in the work. I'm actually going to do a stream in a little while as well. Arsenal playing their first Champions League game today. Don't really get a chance for the watch alongs from my side a lot, but today I have some time in the day, so I'm going to sort it out, and we're going to do a live stream for the Arsenal-Atalanta match over in Bergamo. Probably won't be able to do much leading to that because of timing. I have to pick up baby girl from school, but once my forward block, turn on the camera, and we'll do a live stream for the match. See? So, yeah, man, look out for that later. Arsenal-Atalanta live stream. All right, so next thing I want to talk about, people, it was the first weekend or the first week of the JPL in Jamaica. And so I had a chance to watch a few of the games in the afternoon. Sports Max, I think they did one game on Sunday and two on both games on Monday. So I had a chance to watch that. And yeah, I thought some of the teams, I was pleasantly surprised with the style of play. I was kind of upset that I didn't get to see one of the games, but let me pull up the Premier League and big up to the JPL at least. I don't know who really does the sofa score stuff in terms of who puts up the scores, but big up to them because I wanted to highlight the JPL app. Muffin, tapping nice. I wanted to highlight the JPL app, but yo, big up Bianco Neri, boss. What go on? Big up. Your side took care of business in the first Champions League match, so big up to them. That boy Yield is bad enough. The number 10. Yeah, man, a baller. Baller. All right, so this is the JPL week 1 fixtures. And like I said, I was going to highlight the JPL app, but believe me, people, I wanted to work, brother. They showed all kind of different scores. I don't know who is controlling that app, but you guys need to do better. People out there really are trying to highlight it. I would want to show that on the screen, but until I get the standards up, I can't highlight it up on my show, people. Sorry. So whoever responds for that, whoever know, somebody in this comment section might know them. They need to do better. They need to do better. See? They need to do much better. All right, so these were the fixtures in week 1. So we had Vere and Montego Bay. Vere hosted Montego Bay. This one ended 4-1. So that was the first game of the season. And of course, we have some talking points from this game. The goals were scored first by Jordan Brito in the 8th minute. Then Damian Thomas got an equalizer for Vere. At halftime, it was 1-1. Then in the second half, Montego Bay kind of took the game over in terms of the scoring. Brian Brown got the go-ahead goal in the 72nd minute. Then Owen Garden from the spot made it 3-1. And then I'm not sure about this last goal, so maybe somebody can tell me. SofaScore is saying it was Owen Garden, but I've heard that it was Chanel Thomas who came off the bench to get that goal. I don't know what is the actual story on that, but someone in the comments let me know. But in the end, the game did end 4-1. Major talking points from this, of course, Lenny Hyde was due to be the head coach, at least that's what I thought. He was in the technical area, but he never really stood up much. It was mainly Craig Butler doing the coaching from the sidelines. So, big talking point since that has happened is the new rule in the Jamaica Premier League where you must have at least a B diploma as far as your coaching accreditation to be on the sidelines and give instruction from the technical area. So, interestingly, Craig Butler was the one seen for the most part giving technical instructions from the sideline. So, I'm not really sure what to make of that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the JPL page because as much as I beat them, they do give you a little more info than SofaScore as far as this is concerned. So let me pull that up real quick. Yo, make sure not smash the like button, people. We are going to go through all of the content, nicely discuss everything. All right, so this is it, people. 4-1. So this one does say Chanel Thomas got the last goal. So we're going to go with this site. But basically, Montego Bay got the better of Vere United after the game. Butler had a lot to say, read the competition, saying that it's unfair that some of his players were not eligible to play. Said he was missing about 14 players due to issues with getting them registered and everything. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened in this one. Lamenting the fact that he didn't have a lot of the players that he would like to have. In the end, Montego Bay United proved to be a bit too much for them. Clearly, the much better prepared team at this early stage of the season. And they have some experience as well in their ranks. I think the addition of Chanel Thomas will prove to be very astute business for them this season. I think he will add something to them once he gets, truly meshed into the team. I think you'll see him probably get a nod into the starting lineup at times as well. So, yeah, I think moving forward, of course, they picked up Mario Phillips in the offseason as well to give them some more experience in midfield. So, good performance for them, 4-1. I think last season just kind of ran out of time in terms of making it to the playoffs. But, this season, I think they're a team to watch out for, definitely pushing for that top 6 place to get into the playoffs. But it's a long season this season, so we'll see how it all plays out. But Mobe after a winning start. So the whole issue now with the coaching on the sideline and not having a license and all these things. So as I said last night, I was on BAM Sports TV on the panel. Big up to BAM Sports. Everybody check out him channel, give him a subscription, drop a like. Definitely leading the race as far as JPL news is concerned, letting us know all about the transfers in the transfer window. And yeah, something that I think was badly missing in the JPL space, and he's definitely adding to that, making people more invested, making them more involved. It helps a lot when you're watching a league and you actually know what's going on with the players, who they play for, and all these things. So shout out to him and big up to him for all of that, and give him a strength. Go and like all him platforms, and yeah, man, you'll know a lot more about the league. But basically, on the show last night, Mr. Speid said that JFF has put in place a fine. Basically, if you're a coach that's giving instruction from the technical area, standing up and giving instruction, and I say standing up for a reason, people, because I'm going to explain. It was basically said that you can sit down in the technical area and talk, but the minute that you stand up and go to the edge of the area, or even stand up and talk and yell and say things, that is grounds for a fine. So that is grounds for a fine. So basically, Craig Butler, to my knowledge, doesn't have a Concacaf B license. I know Lenny Hyde doesn't because it was stated that he has not completed it as yet. He is currently enrolled and taking the courses, but he has not completed it as yet. I've heard that today might be one of the final things that he has to do to secure that B diploma. So let's see if there's any action taken. I haven't seen any fine or heard any fines levied yet, but let's see if any action is taken on this matter. And I personally, on the program last night, asked Mr. Speid, I said, Mr. Speid, of the 14 Premier League clubs, how many of them don't have a B diploma holder as their coach? And I think at first he said 4, and then he said, it might be up to 5. So there are 14 teams in the league. That means 9 to 10 of them have the requisite required coach in terms of the standing that he has with the coaching licenses or diplomas, right? So my thing is, the teams that don't have one, did all of their coaches just sit down and give instructions for the weekend? Because what I don't want to do, people, is ignore the fact that there's always been an issue once Craig Butler is involved with the JFF. There's always an issue. So I just want to know if it is true, which I don't see a reason why Mr. Speid would lie about this on the national airway, on the international airwaves, actually on YouTube. He said that 4 to 5 teams. He wasn't sure about the 4 or 5, but let's just call it 5. 5 teams don't have a B diploma coach, which means besides the Vere game, there should have been 4 other teams that coaches never stand up and them just sit down and talk. Because one thing I did notice, Lenny was on the sideline sitting down and he was talking, but he stayed seated. And Mr. Butler was the only one. So is it that, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate, people. I would love to hear, Mr. Butler take on this in terms of if he knew about the rule, because he might say, listen, $50,000, I'll just pay the fine. I don't know. I heard somebody last night in the comment section saying if it was them rich, and they would just pay the damn fine every time, So, yeah. But I don't know. Did he not know about that rule? Because it was clear to me that others knew, the one. Well, and again, I don't know. I didn't ask him which coaches or which teams, and I don't know which teams. But I know that Xavier Gilbert has license. To my knowledge, Jerome Waite doesn't, right? So Tivoli, I believe their game was postponed due to who they were going to play. So let's see when Jerome Waite coach, if him stand up and coach. And let's hear if there's a backlash after he does so, right? Philip Williams has it. Well, Philip Williams not even in the league anymore. Is Philip Williams coaching somebody else besides Stats this season? Let me know. I can't remember. Omar said, all of you look like they needed proper direction. I tell you, bless up Rob Smith, what go on. Respect for being here. Like the video. All right, Travis, I'll let me know. Because I know him know. Okay, so the JPL site have it right. Chanel Thomas, Garden, Brian Brown, Brito. Okay, cool. Rob Smith said, Brian Brown, a decent little baller, Yeah, that name sounds very familiar, Rambo Brown, a good striker. Lenny just need to get his license and start play. Absolutely. CB Bandul have no take. Him not have no license. Yeah, I don't know what him have. Every time he was asked about it, I remember him saying, him always respond with a question. Him say, have you guys ever heard of a practicum? Him always talking about this practicum thing. I said to myself, like, what that have to do with the question where I ask you if you have a license? So him always deflect when that comes up, But I need to allow Hyde to do his job. Butler love the spotlight. Yeah, so I was wondering as well, new media, because I could have swore I saw a match card for the game, and I don't even think Craig Butler was listed as one of the people on that match card. So unless the match card I received was like a doctored document or something like that, then I don't even understand how, because I believe everybody in the technical area has to be on the match card. So it will have your physio, your doctor, your head coach, your assistant coach. If you have a goalkeeper coach, your goalkeeper coach, right? So I could have sworn on that paper there was nothing about that. Let me see where it is. Is it this? No, that's something else. People have it. Hold on. I'm going to find it. There's somewhere inside there. So. See it here. Yeah, the match card. So it have Lenworth Hyde and it have a manager listed. It don't have nobody else listed on this particular match card, which is kind of strange because this don't really have any space for like all the other people. So yeah, I just Lenworth Hyde alone, me see, on the match card. But that's a bit strange because some of the match cards, because I got some other match cards for some different matches, and on those, oh no, it just have the coach and the manager. Yeah, so you don't really have space for the assistants at all. Just the coach and the manager. Interesting. I think Wade have a license because they gave him the under 20. No, Rob Smith. The man never get through the actual course, you know. To my knowledge, he's still a C holder. He still not get through the B all the way. Okay, he is in the league coaching Dunby Bowling. That is correct. Because I saw his post-match when they were asking him about it. Yeah. Lenny Hyde and the manager. Yeah, that me noticed to Travis. Just the two people them alone. So, but that would mean then, you know. Yeah, Rob Smith, he don't have it. And actually, when pressed about that last night, in terms of like how could you have, because Lenworth Hyde just coached the U18s the other day, and Jerome Waite, we know the debacle that happened with the U20s. You know, it was basically said it was based on their track record with youth football in Jamaica. It was not about the accreditations or the coaching badge, which was like kind of hypocritical in terms of, you know, we're trying to implement the standard in the JPL, but at the international level, we're not using the same standard. And the way he explained it was that, you know, he wanted to go international with the U20 coach, but they can't afford it. So they had to, you know, but my thing is, because we have 5A coaches in Jamaica currently, surely one of those 5 would have been a better bet for the youth teams if it's a thing where we're trying to hire a coach based off of the budget we have. So I have to go with a local coach. Why wouldn't you get the most qualified coach that is local then? Well, he did answer to that slightly and say, you know, some of those people don't really have aspirations to coach the U20. So I'm like, damn. So the ones who have reached the furthest don't want to coach the youth team. One of them coaches currently the U14 and U15. That's Andrew Peart. And he mentioned that, saying, you know, it's the highest we ever finished in the Concacaf U15 last year. Or was it last year? I think it was last year with Kai Miles and those guys, Cadriano Marsh and others. They finished 4th in the Concacaf version, you know, and obviously that's bigger than the Caribbean. That's everybody in the Concacaf. So that to finish 4th was our highest ever. And then they just won the Caribbean version, the U14. And that's the A license, one of the 5 A license coaches that we have in Jamaica. coaching that team. So yeah, is the case where Andrew Peart have to coach all of the team them, all of the youth team them, because him is the one that want to do it and is coaching, has an A license currently, because the others are, I think, Rudolph Speid. Forget the other ones he said, Rudolph Speid, Andrew Peart, Arnett Gardens, who is assistant with the national team. Dang, who were the other two? I think is it Vassal Reynolds? I want to say it's Vassal Reynolds is the fourth one. And then there's a fifth one as well. Big up yourself in a Sherman. One Chapelton. Yeah, man, they look good. We're going to talk about that game soon. Yeah, man. Dump them up for true swamptivity. I like on the side, man. And I can go on with something this season. Peart is a good coach from what I saw in the U15 last year and the U14 this year. Yeah, I mean, look, I think his philosophy, he tries at least to play the football. His team at Glenmuir does the same. I think Glenmuir are going to be tough to beat in the DaCosta Cup this season. We're going to do a brief check-in on the DaCosta and Manning Cup shortly as well after this. But let's just go through the rest of the fixtures in the Premier League. So this was the 4-1 game. We discussed that Montego Bay, I think a part of it was Vere just not really up to it just yet. And another part of it is just this team is actually a pretty damn good team at Montego Bay. So I think look out for them this season. Then we had at Ferdinand Park, we had Portmore hosting Mount Pleasant, and this was 2-0 to Mount Pleasant. Very controlled victory for Mount Pleasant. Heard some Mount Pleasant fans saying it's one of the best first games they remember Mount Pleasant playing. Just had control of the game for the most part. Yeah, so Portmore, of course, thought that Davian Ferguson was going to be the coach. Of course, I think wait, how'd that go? Did Davian Ferguson still coach the team? I'm looking at the comment section. Andre Waugh, that was it, Andre Waugh. Him never say Virtue, I was surprised. He didn't say Virtue yesterday. So I don't know if Virtue currently doing it or him have it already. But he said Vassal Reynolds, Andre Waugh, Arnett Gardens, himself, and Andrew Peart. So 5. He didn't say Virtue name last night, but I was under the impression Virtue had it all this time. Rob Smith said JPL ball nobody they're trying except for Cavalier. They say Cavaliers let go the long ball, boot the ball up the field. Yeah, man, we're gonna discuss that game there because I know Cavalier try to play the game without a midfield in the second half. It was crazy. That's what it looked like to me. All right, so Portmore had a lot of people coming this off season. Ramon Howell, Daxley, Zimenez back from Belgium, Zane Pinnock, Phoenix player. So they had a lot of people coming to the team. Stephen Young still around, probably their best defender over the years. He's still there. Then on the Mount Pleasant side of things, they have been dubbed the Man City of the JPL, just being able to buy players. They brought in Jashan Anglin, Gadale Irving, Kyle Ming, so they swooped in for Cavaliers players. Alex Marshall came over from Portmore as well. They pretty much, they see something they want in the league, they go and buy it. Nicholas Nelson came over from Dunby Holding. They got Rios Ferreira from Montego Bay. So they did some shopping in the off season, and that shopping paid off in the first game. They got the 2-0, the clean sheet, Shaquan Davis in goal, Jamaica national goalkeeper. So yeah, this was it for them. 2-0 Portmore. I think when you look at Portmore's team, they probably they were missing that target up front. I think their big striker went overseas or got a chance overseas, so I'm not sure if he'll be around this season. Okay, so Ferguson did. They bought him out, all right. I never knew the end story of that. So Rudolph Austin at Portmore as the coach. Okay, so Austin get a chance. That's good. I wonder what Austin have. Probably a B. Austin was with that U20 team, assisting Jerome Waite as well. So 2-0, Mount Pleasant. Calm away victory. Good way to start the season. I'm sure they'll have aspirations of winning the title. Tapper is back. So, you know, they have a coach that they pretty much know his system. They know what he wants. And, you know, Mount Pleasant, one of the better run clubs as well. So with the season being longer, you know, they'll be able to probably sustain that same funding and preparation all throughout this long season. So I think that will be a plus for Mount Pleasant this season with it being more of a marathon. So let's see how that one plays out. But a lot of improvement needed for Portmore. I think they're going to need to find a striker to make up for the loss of their big striker. The name is eluding me right now, but I can picture him. I saw him playing in the football tournament thing for the Jamaica team that was in there. Damn, what is his name, man? Big dude. Siobhan Walsh. Yeah, Siobhan Walsh. Peter Gould scout the good players from other JPL teams and he tells sporting director to buy them. Yeah, well, that's what happens around the world in leagues. So that's just them doing their job, you know. That's what they should be doing. All right, so Arnett Gardens had a home victory in their first matchup, a 3-0 win over Dunby Holding. Of course, Philip Williams' first game as coach, and Arnett Gardens, under the tutelage of Xavier Gilbert, were able to take this one 3-0. 2 goals from Warner Brown and 1 splendid goal, I think the goal of the weekend for Kimani Arboin with the curler. So that made it 3-0. Arnett Gardens, I think, probably going to start off this season and blitz a few teams because they're in competition for a while now. They won the CFU Shield, currently playing in the, as a matter of fact, they have a game tonight in the Concacaf Caribbean Cup versus Police FC in Trinidad. So that should be interesting for them. They lost their first game against Mount Pleasant, so they're looking to bounce back and get on the board in a very tight now Group A after the loss with Cavalier last night. But in this first game, pretty much good to see Warner Brown finally doing his thing in the JPL, a player that a lot of people had high hopes for coming out of the schoolboy football, but hasn't really kicked on, I would say, in the JPL yet. Maybe this is the season where he can start to really make his mark at the semi-pro level in Jamaica. So Warner Brown getting the brace and Arboin, as I said, with the big strike. Done beholding, I think, another team that is going to need to maybe find a target striker, whether that's in the market or they have a player that they're grooming in the system. I think Philip Williams is going to need to find that striker. Normally Philip Williams teams good defensively, but in the end, you cannot just draw games and get high enough in the table. I think that was the issue last year with Portmore. A lot of drawing games, couldn't quite find the goals that were needed, and starts out the season getting blanked at Arnett Gardens. But I think Arnett Gardens is going to start this season strong, as I said, just due to them being in competition right now, maybe at a higher fitness level as well, and just overall, up to speed more than a lot of other teams right now. So Arnett Gardens 3-0 over Dunby Holding to start their season. Then we move on to the fixtures on Monday. So both of these games were televised. I got a chance to see not all of both of these games, but a lot of them. This one, Chapelton Maroons and Harbourview. Chapelton Maroons, of course, coached by Bigger Thompson and Jeremy and Teddy Johnson. And I heard last night Bigger Thompson does have his B license, so big ups to Bigger Thompson getting his B license in hand before the start of the season. So Chapelton Maroons did come out victorious 2-1 on this occasion. Goals by Ellis and Nathaniel Howe. Um, and I thought Chapelton Maroons were deserved victors. Harborview did get a goal from Fagan in the 62nd minute, the veteran 68-minute veteran striker, but that equalizing goal didn't take long for Chapelton to get back the lead through Howe in the 64th minute. Of course, Ellis scoring early in the first half in the 11th minute. Really bad mistake by Palmer in goal. Just wasn't the best goalkeeping at all. A really, really bad mistake. And Ellis was there to finish off. Howe, I thought, had a good game in midfield. Did get a goal as well on the day, but I thought overall just played well. I thought Deacon was really energetic on the flank. I think Vanzi is going to help a lot in this midfield with his experience in the league. I think Austin was a good pickup as well. So Chapelton, I think, did some good work as well in the transfer market just to, strengthen the team, give the opposition some more things to think about when they're facing them. So, let's see if they can keep it up. I think Bigger Thompson trying to install a nice system as well of play. I really liked, actually, I think both teams, Harborview definitely tried to play, just weren't doing it that well. But I think some of the individuals in Harborview teams, just individual mistakes, they were just happening too frequently. And on another day, I think Chapelton could have scored more goals as well, but they were probably very happy just to get their first game back in the Premier League after a winning start, and they got the 2-1 victory over Harborview. Boy, I'm telling you, the coach on the sideline there looking, I don't know, boy. I think it's Bojo Henry name. Boy, he was looking like him not sure. I'm not sure at all. Yeah, that's why I thought Brian Brown. I remember seeing him playing somewhere. I want to say maybe was he a USL guy as well? Rob Smith, I think. Question: what is it about Douglas why he can't get a chance even in USL or MLS next? Oh, Malachi. Well, I don't know, I don't know. I mean, the one time that Malachi was with, because a lot of these guys that get those chances, they play the youth football for Jamaica. I remember the one tournament that Malachi went to, he only played 45 minutes. So I think that might not have been the best for him in terms of getting a chance like that. And plus, has Malachi really been playing? Like a lot of these guys, when you look at the Kaim Dixon, a lot of the players, even I think Marcus Reed is back in the Premier League this year again. A lot of these guys are playing football, and Malachi hasn't really been playing. Like I haven't seen him playing football. He was at Phoenix, now he's gone. He's gone back to Dun Beholden. So I don't know. Virtue not interested in JPL? No, not at all. I would love it if Virtue was interested in coaching the youth national teams. That's what I would love. But I think he's a lot like because I think Bertis was asked this many times and he said he wouldn't want to do it again, Rob Smith, he was the best player in the first half. He was the best player on the park for Jamaica, and they didn't put him back on the field. It was ridiculous. Maybe he wasn't the best player on the park, but he was one of the better players. And then when we saw the next 45 with who they put in, not even who they put in, but the midfield as a whole, how could you watch that first game and not play him again? It was madness. I don't know, we don't know why, because we never got a chance to ask Fuzzy anything. Or Marcel. And actually, speak of Fuzzy, he was the last game of the week. 1-0 victory at Tafari by Grave. I don't know how this man never scored 5 goals. This man missed chance after chance after chance in this game, especially in the first half. It was ridiculous. But Racing people, they didn't win the game. They didn't get a point. But I'm telling you, I like what I saw from this team. The number 10 Ellis, calm in the midfield, looking to pass the ball. Everybody in their midfield, calm. I love that about Racing's team. I like how they try to play. As a matter of fact, who is Racing's coach? So he is coaching Super League. That's good. So I wonder. I know Kingston football kind of more with. So which club so ballers have a team, or how that go? How that go, Travis? Gold Cup 2019. Okay. I know same they play for Jamaica one time too. Anthony Patrick. All right, cool. Well, Mr. Patrick, I like how your team try to knock the ball, Mr. Patrick. Yeah, man. Nice. I think both teams that came up, like the two teams that came up, Chapelton and Racing, I like what I saw week one. Chapelton, of course, got the better result, but I think both of the teams have a nice style of play. Them try to play the football, try to build out. Don't rush the ball game when it's not necessary. I like it, man. The 10 look like he has some quality. Need to see more of him. Yeah. Ellis. Apparently, he was a standout. I think it was for St. Catherine, because I believe Anthony Patrick coached there as well. So, yeah, I never knew the player from St. Catherine, but apparently he's only 19, I think they were saying. So, continue to track on progress and stuff. He was coming to collect the ball from the back line, but I don't know if he was like really a CDM per se. He's definitely a ball progressor. So he will get the ball in that CDM zone and be able to progress it forward, play that forward pass, even drive with the ball if he have to dribble. But more of like a box to box type midfielder to me. Yeah. But yeah, I will continue to watch him. Hopefully, Racing get a few televised matches, because I'm going to be honest, people, if the game don't forward on Sportsmax, then I really can't watch it so much. Waterhouse, I thought Waterhouse should have been clear of Racing, to be honest, though. I think even though Racing did get a penalty that they didn't convert, I still feel like Waterhouse should have been further ahead anyway by that time. It should have been like 3-4 love. As I said, Bygrave was guilty of missing some really easy chances in this one. And he knows it. He'll look back and say, boy, I could have had a hat-trick easily in this game. But I think Waterhouse were the deserved winners, but I do like what I saw from Racing. I just think that Waterhouse have a little bit more quality overall. And I think that, they just had the confidence in the game to really take care of things. I think number 24, Wilson in the back, was marshalling pretty much everything. Anytime Racing got into a dangerous area, I just saw Wilson come and clean up everything. So he was immense on the back line. And I thought in midfield, Thomas did his thing, probing, finding the angles for the passes. And they kept on getting Bygrave into dangerous areas. He just wasn't finishing. Martin Davis and Gibson had a decent game as well on the flanks and were causing trouble. But Racing, I think, have some things to look forward to in the league. I think they're going to, just continue to try to play their style of football and perhaps be a little bit more clinical in front of goal when they do create those opportunities or chances for shots and targets. So that is pretty much it for the first week. And then if you look into the games now, this upcoming week, you have, I believe, this Cavalier game. So why them don't have times and stuff for it yet? See what I talk about, people. So I know that the Arnett game, I think, is postponed. And I think they're postponing the Mount Pleasant one as well. So there's only 5 games this week. Cavalier, Dunby, Holden, or that's Portmore. Cavalier, Portmore. I think this Racing and Vere. Moulins and Vere. All right, Malines and Vere. Cavalier Portmore. I think this is one that won't happen. The Mount Pleasant one. Pretty sure they're going to give them the rest because they have a game next week in the Concacaf. So only some of these want to open people. But yeah, more fixtures this weekend. Next weekend, next week, we forward block and we go through the games again. All right, so that is pretty much it for the JPL week 1. Ellis more of a 10. Yeah, well, I would say a 8 because I'm comfortable dropping deep and getting the ball, you know. Him definitely could play 10, you know, but I would have tried developing him into a 8. Oh, it's Ligani FC. Okay, thank you. Because I wasn't sure. I know Kingston is Real Mona, where I used to play club ball in Jamaica, but Ballers partner with Ligani. All right, that makes sense, because them they right there so too. Bless up, you know, Dre. I go on, Dre, boy. Well, you forward the right time. I don't talk about JPL. I'm sure you don't want to talk about Stars of the East right now. Big up, you know, Conrad. Yeah, man, bless up. Ligani FC. Okay, cool. Yeah, MPA and Arnett. That's what I thought. Bless up, Jerome. And bless up to the chat. Yeah, man. Everybody know bless up Jerome. Jerome reach. All right, so let's just for the first time, actually, before I go to the Schoolboy, let me actually really quickly talk about the Concacaf games because I had a chance to watch on Tuesday night. I was gonna live stream the game, but it just never work out with my life. Julie training it kind of got too late, so I couldn't really watch it. But what I want to talk about now is this game that happened on Tuesday night at the National Stadium, and that was the Concacaf Caribbean Cup group stage, Group A matchup between Real Hope and Cavalier FC. So this is Concacaf's website, and they had a little article about the game. So title reads, Real Hope stunned Cavalier with comeback win in Caribbean Cup. Kingston, Jamaica. Real Hope FA won 2-1 over Cavalier FC in Group A of the 2024 Concacaf Caribbean Cup on Tuesday at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. Cavalier FC entered the match with 2 victories and seeked a third to inch closer to qualification to the semi-finals. Instead, the club suffered its first defeat while Real Hope collected its first 3 points of the campaign and moved up to second place in the group. Dwayne Atkinson opened the scoring in the 4th minute by putting the finishing touch on a build-up to the left flank from the home side. Shaquille Steen, the leading scorer in the tournament, was the assist man after connecting with a long ball into the box. Of course, it was a long ball into the box. Ricanel Sherry equalized in the 60th with a strike inside the box to connect on a through ball from Judy Johnson. I honestly, I heard the commentator saying this, you know, but I feel like Dwayne Allen top out the ball and basically go right to the man, you know. I don't think the man even passed the ball. I think he did get a toe on it, and it just bad luck for him. This was a perfect through pass to the player. Steve Mondestar converted from the penalty spot in the 66th with a hit to the upper left netting, placing Real Hope in the lead. So basically 2 subs scored the goals. You know, they came on after the long break at halftime. Peterson Pierre maintained the lead for Real Hope with a clearance in front of goal in the 85th to deny Kyle Ovre. That was such a good chance to equalize there. Cavalier FC shifts its focus to its 4th and final match at the group stage against fellow Jamaican side Arnett Gardens on October 3. Real Hope will seek to continue its ascent and maintain its undefeated start when it hosts Arnett Gardens next Wednesday at the National Stadium in Kingston. So, interestingly, Real Hope have to play their games here, and they will play Arnett next Wednesday, which will be a crucial matchup. Of course, Arnett, as I said, play tonight in Trinidad, so let's see what they do tonight in that. But on this game, people, I wish I could just show you guys the highlights, but probably won't be able to do something like that on YouTube. I'm sure they'll be upset. All right, so Travis dropped the game. Them MBU versus Our View, Humble Lion versus Tivoli, Racing versus Dunbehold in the other games this Sunday and Monday. Okay, respect, yeah, because I only saw the ones that I saw on that screen. So those are the other ones. Respect, Travis, respect. Rob Smith said them look like least of the East, man. I tell you. not Stars of the East. Cavalier missed a lot of chances. Real Hope wanted it more in the second half. Well, look, in the first half, I thought Cavalier could have been out of sight. That is true. Even though Real Hope, for the most part, even in the first half, had more possession, Cavalier always looked more threatening. They had Atkinson, Steen, and Calvin really causing issues for the backline of Real Hope in that first half. And I thought they could have been a little bit better in front of goal with decision making. One thing I will say though, they missed chances in the first half, but I don't remember so many clear-cut ones. Besides the Jalmara Calvin through and goal. That was the one that I would say, boy, that was clear-cut, that he didn't finish off. But other than that one, it was a lot of half chances, and if the ball was better, they would have a good chance. Things of that nature. But for the most part, Speid had Real Hope under control. I think Jadine White was called upon a few times in the first half, but nothing crazy, but as the first half wore on, you could kind of see Real Hope getting more and more of a foothold of the midfield, especially. I thought that they were outnumbered in the midfield. I thought the way that Speid was playing, you could see that he kind of wanted, he wasn't really playing Atkinson so much as a winger. It was almost like Speid was playing a 4-2-4. That's what it kind of looked like. Because it was really just Allen and Reed in that midfield, and everybody else was kind of just around them, right? And Atkinson was trying to drop a little bit deeper, but he wasn't really getting all the way into midfield to make it a 3, and Ainsworth was wide. So I thought they were getting overloaded, and I thought that's where the Haitians saw their advantage. And in the second half, after that long break, due to the lighting, coach made 2 subs, and I thought that they just, as soon as that second half started, they took over the game. They had control of the midfield. It just seemed like Cavalier, when they could press in the first half and create some turnovers in their defensive third, there was always a spare man in the second half on every third of the pitch. They kept overloading them everywhere, and the decision making of the Real Hope players got better with more confidence, and you could see that they were just being able to open up spaces everywhere, and it just seemed like no Cavalier player was close to their players. Adrian Reed tired very much early in that second half. I think he made a sub. I wanted to say it was, let me actually look at let me go to the matches, because what I want to do is show you guys the substitutions. Here it is right here. All right, so Real Hope scored their first goal in the 68th minute, right? And I'm telling you, it was 15 minutes. Once halftime started, it was 15 minutes of pressure on us, on Cavalier, I should say. And then this was the second goal was a bit fluky, but again, it came as a result of just constant pressure. I think Speid did switch something in that second half. He had McCleary playing at left back, and he was struggling over there. He wasn't that comfortable playing over on that side, and I thought he took a bit long to recognize that, because he basically had 2 more attacking-minded players on that left side, McCleary and Calvin, and that's where the problems were really coming from. Apart from the midfield issues, that side was really under pressure as well. And I thought he took a bit long to recognize that and change it back, because I saw him after the second goal, the penalty went in. He said, change back the formation, and I saw McCleary go back to the right-hand side. So hindsight is 2020. So I'm a genius today. But the writing was on the wall at the start of that second half that, things were just not going their way. Then in the 69th minute, he took Adrian Reed out and put Kyle Overy on. So he actually asked Overy to kind of play midfield. No, he was playing attacking midfield. So it's not like he was really beside Allen like Reed was. But that to me killed Allen, because Allen was doing so much work now. So, I mean, yes, he went for it in terms of getting a result down, but I thought this was almost like a panic because he had Atkinson on the pitch, Calvin on the pitch, Steen on the pitch, Ainsworth on the pitch. McCleary was playing a defender, but he can attack as well. So it just felt like the balance of the team was just way off once Over came on. He took that chance, and to be fair to Mr. Speid, Cavalier did create some chances late, but I think this sub right here made the balance better when he brought on Miller for Allen, and then this sub as well when he brought on Russell, because I was surprised that he stayed with Allen alone in that midfield for 69 for about 11 minutes. And again, it never cost Cavalier, but I thought that they continued to struggle until Allen came out for some fresh legs, because I think Allen was dead from early in that second half, because I thought Adrian Reed was dead from early in that second half. So Allen was the one that really was making up for all of that space in the midfield that Real Hope had. So look, they took advantage of the midfield not having a presence, and kudos to their coach. He made the right moves, made 2 substitutions. Both of them scored the goals. So, you have to give him his credit there. But yeah, what that did was make this very, very interesting now going into this next group of games. So, of course, as I said earlier, tonight, Arnett will be playing against Police in Trinidad. Arnett currently on 0, but only 1 played. So if they can get a result tonight, they will be right up there. They'll probably jump over Mount Pleasant as well, because they have a -1. So if they win, they'll be above them there. So interesting what can happen tonight. Police also can make a big jump tonight if they can get a result. So this is a big matchup tonight. Police hosting Arnett Gardens. I think it's at 8 o'clock tonight. Won't be able to stream that one. I have training and thing tonight, so I can't really do that. This is the other group: Mocha, Cibao, Port of Spain, Grenades, and Quanamint. So Mocha and Cibao currently leading that one. Cibao in good position. Only 2 games played and already 4 points. Mocha 3 games played, 7 points. So top 2, of course, go on to the semifinals, and then I believe the finalists make it to the Concacaf Club Championships. So yeah, that will be great. Or is it the top 3? I can't remember exactly, but I know the top 2 in each group go to the semifinals, and then we'll go from there, and we'll tell you what's going on with that. But a tough one, a tough loss for Cavalier made the group extremely tight now. And of course, it's only 4 games, people, so not much left for Cavalier to do. And Mount Pleasant with 2 left now probably considered that, while they don't want to see their Jamaican brothers go down, that win from Real Hope really opened up the group for a team like Mount Pleasant to still go through in this one. So the other game that happened in Jamaica as well, Tigres, probably the best team out of Mexico. They came to Jamaica last night and got a 7-1 victory. Now, I guess the big news was David Richards scoring in the 55th minute, scoring the first goal for the Caribbean side in the tournament. And it was a nice left foot volley after a cross came in, and that made it 3-1 at the time. And it was big celebrations from Davia and the rest of the team and the coach. You could see the joy that they had in scoring a goal in this competition. It's been rough for them, people. They've played 3 games and conceded 17 now. And they did get that 1 goal under their belt. But look, to be fair to Fraser's Whip and the girls, I was not expecting them to be able to match up with this type of competition. So, I'm not really surprised at what's been happening. All I can say is this is great exposure for them. The girls that are getting a chance to play in these games, I think this will make them better players, make them more able to, cope with this type of competition, and just basically see the level that's really required to, be an effective player at this level. You see some of these names: Sashana Campbell, Jamaica representative; Destiny Powell at the youth level. More recently, I think she did get called up in the main team as well. Bless me. Davia Richards. Surprised to see her back on the island. I know she was playing in collegiate football last season, but she's playing for Fraser's Whip last night. So anybody that has any news on Davia Richards wonder what's going on with her. Surprised to see her back and not still in school overseas. And the rest of them here, girls that, Neville Gale was one of the players that stepped in when the girls were on strike. So I know that name. I think Tavia Gale, another one I've seen before. Let me see. I don't really know many of these other girls. I think Kiana Toller, another name that I've seen. Krishana Reed, Kershaw Thomas. So yeah, they have a few girls that I've seen their names before for various teams. But it's been tough for them, and I don't think it's going to get any easier. I think they have one more game, and that is when they will host Gotham FC out of the NWSL. So they'll be facing some US women national team representatives with that one, plus some worldwide players as well. I think they have a Nigerian national striker, Esther, I believe, plays for Gotham. So yeah, they it was to be expected though. People wasn't really expecting them to be able to handle this kind of thing, and tough for them. But they have one more game, one more chance to get another goal on the score sheet. They will be hosting Gotham, so let's see how they fare in that one. All right, we're about a little over an hour into this one, so let's now adjust our focus to the SBF, the ISA Schoolboy football, and let us just take a look at the zone so far. We're not gonna spend too much time. I have not been able to watch many of these games. I think the only game that I really watched so far, I watched the Costa Cup. Glenmuir was playing. I watched a piece of that game. It wasn't really much of a contest. They were kind of dominating. And then I also watched a little bit of the Clarendon College versus, I think they played Denby. Watch a little bit of that one. And then in the Manning Cup now, have I seen any games this season in the Manning Cup? I don't think so, All right, so this is the zones so far in the Manning Cup. So Eltham and Heidel lead in Zone A. Heidel only played 2 games, so have the potential to catch up to Eltham pretty soon. Clancarty, Dunoon, and Arden. Boy, Arden, 0 goals scored, 19 against. Wow. I mean, they were never like the greatest team, but I don't remember them being so bad. Rough. All right, Zone B. Mona High out in front. 3 games played, 9 points. Charlie Smith, two wins from 2. Jonathan Grant, 2 wins and a loss. That loss. 2 wins and a loss for Jonathan Grant. Tarrant, 1 win, 2 loss. Waterford and Gainstead with no wins, 0 points. So that is Zone B. So Mona and Charlie Smith out in front. Jonathan Grant have a little bit of work to do, but they are right there. Tied on points with Charlie Smith. So let's see how that plays out as we move forward. Zone C now, we have Kingston College in first. 7 points from 3, 2 wins and a draw. They drew with Penwood the other day. And Penwood is also on 7 points. And of course, my alma mater, well, the school I went to, Campion College, they are in third right now on goal difference because they're on 7 points as well. They drew with Jose Marti, who is on 4 points. They have a loss already this season and a draw and a win. So they are only on 4 points right now. And I know coming up this week, I believe KC and Campion will play their first matchup. So looking forward to see how that one goes. But right now, Campion in a tough group. You can see this one is a bit of a tighter one. I think Penwood probably the surprise team so far. Jose Marti and Campion obviously would have been the ones that maybe people would have thought, or maybe other people knew about Penwood. I don't know. But looking at this group, just looking at it, I would have thought that Penwood would have maybe been about 4th place in this one, maybe even 5th. But Meadowbrook and Cumberland definitely not doing so well. Cumberland conceded 31 goals already in 3 games. Crazy. against said 30. Yeah, so let's see how much this team did concede. 19, so not as bad. All right, now Zone D, we have Stats, Vauxhall, Calabar, Camperdown, Haile Selassie, Kingston, Technical. Wow, what a zone. My gosh, every team decent. So Stats leading right now on 7 points, Vauxhall on 5, Calabar on 4. So that is, I think, Big Andrew Price, I believe, with Calabar. Yep, 1-1 there so far. So not the best start for them. Camperdown on 3 points after 3. Haile Selassie on 3 points after 2 games. And Kingston Technical 2 games and 2 losses so far. So this group right here, probably the tightest zone of all. I think Zone C and Zone D. But at least in Zone C, you have the Meadowbrooks and the Cumberlands, which is probably 6 points for all the other 4 teams for the most part. But in this zone, I think it's just a lot tougher. Kingston Technical so far with no wins, but they are a team that might get a draw, maybe a shock win here or there. Haile Selassie, a team that has been on the rise lately. So, interesting to see how this group will play out, people. This seems to be from the top to the end, one of the best or one of the better groups in terms of all the teams being decent. So I don't think anyone will be able to run away with this zone. So this is one to watch for me, Zone D. Zone E now, you have Tivoli Gardens, Woolmer's Boys, St. Mary's College, Edith Dalton James, St. Jago, and Denham Town. So right now, this group, not many teams in these groups played a lot of games. Jago and St. Mary's only 1 game. But right now, leading Tivoli Gardens and Woolmer's Boys on 6 points from 2 games. Right now, Tivoli does have a slightly better goal difference, and that's why they are up where they are. They play St. Jago and St. Mary's next. So let's see how that one goes for them, for those 2 teams leading this zone. St. Jago, of course, will be looking to bounce back after they lost their first game. So let's see how that one keeps going. Zone F now, we have Jamaica College, Excelsior in first and second respectively. Excelsior just played 1 game. They won that one 7-1. And next they will be playing JC, so that should be a big matchup. I think that game is actually today, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll look at the fixtures in a minute. Then we have JC, Excelsior. Yeah, so this one, I think the top 2 will probably play out to be that way throughout the season. JC and Excelsior, believe that will probably be how it will look towards the end. So they should be good coming out of this zone. Then we have Zone G, St. George's and St. Catherine will be locking horns pretty soon. I think they play each other next. Yes, so 3 wins for George's, 19 scored, none conceded. 2 wins for Catherine, 7 scored, none conceded. Holy Trinity, Norman Manley and Papine will struggle to get things going in this one. So that is the groups right there. And let's just take a quick glance now at the calendar and see what games are coming up. So we have, this was yesterday now, and then okay, upcoming first round games. All right, so these are all today. Pembroke Hall, Ascot, Woolmer's, St. Mary's, they should handle that. Edith, Dalton, Denham Town, Tivoli and Jago, that should be a decent one. Jamaica College and Excelsior, that's probably the game of the day today at 3:30. I wonder if this will be coming on anything. Well, I'll be doing a live stream with Arsenal, so won't be watching that one. Then coming up in a few days now, Saturday, you have Charlie Smith, Mona, Waterford, Gainstead, Jonathan Grant Tarrant, Campion, Kingston College, and Cumberland versus Meadowbrook. So Campion KC should be one of the big matchups, and Charlie Mona should be good as well. Charlie hosting Campion, hosting KC. So those should be the big ones for the weekend, and we will, next week when we do the roundup, we will check in again and see how those fixtures went. All right, so quickly going through the Costa Cup now. Cornwall College, Greenpan, Malden. So still early days in a lot of these groups. Irwin, surprised that they haven't started out good, 2 draws and a loss. They were a decent team last season, not carrying over. But Cornwall College in the lead so far with 2 wins. Greenpan in second, but 1 more game played as well. So that's the Zone A. Zone B now, Frome and Anchovy lead the way. Rossies, did lose their last one or lose their second game, so they're on 6 points. Green Island, Cambridge, Naklava also in there, but Froome and Anchovy doing their thing so far, 3 from 3. Zone B. Zone C, now you have the Man in School. They are in first, and they have a nice big lead already over Grange Hill, Little London, Black River, and Godfrey Stewart. Then Zone D, you have William Nib, 3 from 3. Spot Valley as well, 3 from 3. So they'll be clashing soon to top that. And Cedric Titus, a team that's been doing well recently, in third place. Those 3 teams should battle it out for the top in that one. Zone E, you have Monroe College and BB Cook. Magati also doing decent so far. Stets, not really after the best of starts. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Lakovia and Newell will struggle in this group, I'm sure. Zone F, you have Bel-Air, Manchester, both with 9 points from their 3 games. The Carteret, only 3 points. 3 points, Mayday and Cross Keys as well. Then you have Zone G, Homewood and Christiana out in front so far. This one, 4 games played, so one of the most, a lot of the games have already gone in this one. Homewood and Christiana just holding a slight edge over Belfield so far, so this one should continue to stay pretty tight. Knox College not doing well, 3 points. Alphonsus Davis, 7 points, can still see themselves making a run maybe. Troy High, Mile Gully, and Alston. So this group is just have a lot of teams, so they have to get the games in, it looks like. Zone H now, this is the Clarendon College zone. Denby in second right now. That one loss did come against Clarendon College Central. Team last season did really well, 6 from 2, so they still can definitely get under 9 points like Clarendon. That should be a good matchup when they face each other, I think, this weekend. Edwin Allen, only 3 points so far, 1 win and a loss. Lennon, 3 games played, only 3 points. Thompson Town and Claude McKay have no points. So this one should be a battle towards the end for these top 2. Clarendon, Denby, Central. Edwin Allen also might be in with a shout late. Lennon as well, you never know. Could make a run. Glenmuir, Garvey Maceo should be the cream of this zone. I think Glenmuir, to me, looks to be the best team in the entire thing, but we'll see how that goes moving forward. But I think Glenmuir and Garvey Maceo should, for the most part, be all right. Kemps Hill will have something to say about that, but I think Garvey Maceo should, in the end, get the job done and get that victory. Or get that second place to get into that next round. Zone J now, we have Dintil, McGrath, Charlemont, and Tasius Golden. So only 4 teams in this zone. That's interesting. I know this is probably about proximity and things, but I don't know, 4 teams. Zone K now, Ocho Rios and Ferncourt out in front, but still early days. Brownstown, Marcus Garvey, York Castle, and Gallimore, all in there, but York Castle not after the best starts, 2 losses already this season. So let's see if they can bounce back. Zone L, Happy Grove, Seafort, Yalas. Happy Grove should take this one, 4 from 4 so far. And then we have Zone M, Port Antonio and Titchfield. Port Antonio doing their thing so far in this one. So that is it, people. That is it. The Costa Cup. Let's take a look at the really good ones forward in this weekend now. Let's see. Glenmuir should handle Foga, no problem. St. James Cornwall College, Ferncourt, Brownstown, Froome and Rossies. That's a big matchup historically, William Nib and Titus should be a good matchup. Monroe and Stets, Magati BB Cook. Manchester should mash up Bel-Air, but they might have something to say about that. That should be a decent matchup as well. Bel-Air hosting this one, so that should be a good one. That's probably the pick of the day, Bel-Air and Manchester. So lots of games on Saturday, people. So look out for all of those fixtures. I will be back next week to kind of let you know how those games went and look back at the groups again. So respect to Jamaican Schoolboy Football.com for somewhere to track this and bring the news to the people that might not know. All right. So let's see. We have about A little more time left in the show. We've gone through the clubs in Concacaf. We've gone through JPL week 1. SBF check-in just concluded. We talked about the national stadium. So now we can get into the Jamaicans abroad playing football. So, you know the way I like to do it, people. We had a squad recently. So I just like to say, okay, let's just look at the players that we just had in the squad first, right? And from there, we will say, okay, what has this player done in the last week? Did they have a game? Did they play a game? Are they fit? Are they injured? Just to kind of keep track of what's going on for all of those who, there's a lot of football going on, people. You might not have seen every damn thing. I know I haven't seen everything. So, because that's the case, we just like to check in every now and again and see what's going on. So, let me get the squad up from the last window. And that way we can, hey, one thing, Reggae boys can't the JFF page, Instagram and thing, them I put up whole heap of things, Come have to scroll well far. The team are just second half. Speed never have an answer. Facts. I thought the man just analyze how they was playing and said, let's exploit that. And Speed never really have the response for real, because when I see him take off Reed and bring on over him, I said to myself, yo, brother, right now you need a next midfielder in there for help Allen. Allen is dying in the midfield. Damian Lowe getting his first start today. Really? Nice, man. I was going to definitely pull up Damian Lowe and see what he was doing, so that's good. He's officially the group of death now, especially if Arnett wins. Exactly. If Arnett win tonight, brother, I hope they're on 4, Arnett they're on 4, Mount Pleasant they're on 3, Cavalier they're on 6. Yo, believe me, the end of that group, they're going to be mad. Yeah, I saw that post, Travis. I think it had to do more with travel and logistics more than anything. Yeah, I think so. But it is a bit, strange. Arden best man in cup years, 89 to 95. They had a good run then. 31 goals. Yeah, man, them concede a lot, brother. Good morning. Respect Owen. Respect. Yeah, man, tell them to like and share and about the foolishness. One Froome. The Travis said Froome all day. Karoy go get red card and cost Dixon a debut, LOL. Boy, I tell you. I don't think Dixon was forwarding though, because it was 2-1 to them. And it was, him get it in the 84th minute. So I think Dixon was going to come on anyway. The team they're playing hot, Abba up top. Oh, got Abba up top. Yeah. So them a play. Yeah, so that team by a lot of people, Yeah, man, that team by a lot of people, man. Like them a try get to the level of like the Al Hilal and the Al Nasser and them side there. All right, so the squad is up now. So let me just go through the squad, right? So the first player, Andre Blake. Now, of course, with Andre, he had some issues in our last game, and because of that, was out of the last squad that Philly just had. So let's just look at the latest from the Inquirer out of Philly. Yo, them people in a ramp, So I'm going for this. Try to find the article, people. There was an Andre Blake article. Well, it wasn't really a Blake article. It was just a coach talking. Because, you know, there was midweek fixtures this week in the MLS. Okay, so this not gonna work. So what something this or what is? Hold on, people. May I try to find what me there look on earlier today. While may I do that, just like the video, people. Don't forget that part there. Player availability report. Yeah. That video look for. So this was the latest, right? This was the latest up to yesterday because they had a match last night. And MLS site always put this out, people. If you ever want to know anything about the MLS players, or especially Jamaican players in the MLS, this is probably the most reputable thing you can go to. This MLS, them do a player availability report every week, and you know he was listed as questionable for last night's game. Right. So, with that said, usually when a player is questionable, it's probably about a 50-50 chance that he might play. But with Blake's history of injury, I'm almost certain that if he's listed as questionable, they're not going to let him play. Because they really can't afford for him to have any extended run out of the team, I don't think. They have had life without him this season, and it has not been the best for them. So I totally understand them kind of leaving him till he's 1000% ready to play. And I hope they continue to do that because Jamaica also would love to have him as well. But last night, Philadelphia Union went crazy. They beat NY City 5-1. So let's see, because I think Tavon played in that game as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I know Tavon hasn't made the squad lately, but it's always good to keep tabs on those who have been in squads recently just to see how they're doing. So Tavon did start this one. As I said, it was a 5-1 victory for Philly. The backup Andrew Rick was in goal, had a good performance as well at 8.2. But Blake was not even on the bench last night, so still kind of recovering. As I said, I don't think they were going to take chances. Doubtful what he's listed as here. So, yeah, that is how this one went. 5-1 win. But Tavon Gray did play, and this was his minutes. He only played one half. I think this match was pretty much out of sight. It was 3-1 at halftime, so not the best performance from New York City. Let's see how Gray himself did. Should have had an assist almost, it looks like. 0.41 expected assist. He had one clearance, didn't do anything else on the defensive. Didn't even go into a duel in the game. Touched the ball 30 times, 6 times he lost possession, 77% accuracy, 20 for 26. Had one key pass and did create a big chance with the key pass. 0-2 on his long passes. So Tavon Gray and the rest of that defense definitely having a tough time. But as you can see on that back line, he had one of the better ratings. Definitely did provide something going forward and created a big chance as well that wasn't converted. So could have been 3-2 at halftime if they could have converted their chances, but it wasn't meant to be. And in the end, Philly beat them 5-1. So Blake, we will continue to monitor what he has. They have another game this weekend on the 22nd, so that's Sunday, against DC United. So we'll see if he'll be back then. I think all roads point to him being back fit for this weekend game. But as I said, I don't believe that they're going to rush this one because he has had a bit of an issue with some injuries lately. And I think they just want to make sure he's 1000% before they put him in any danger. So that is Andre Blake and also Tavan Gray. So those are a couple of players that we wanted to talk about or just, look at. So let me look at now. All right. So one of our goalkeepers who was actually called back to England during the last window due to injuries at his club is Kanaya Boyce Clark. So Kanaya Boyce Clark, he went back and has actually featured in a game since he's been back. He played in the league as well, which is great. Played against played against Leyton Orient, excuse me. They lost that one 1-0, and this is his game. This is his game by the numbers now. So let's see. Kanaya Boyce Clark got his first league appearance and of the season, and this is how it went for him. Lost the game 1-0. He played all the game. Of course, he had 2 saves, 1 save from inside the box. Now, the big stat that is troubling, he did have an error that led to that 1 goal. So tough outing for Kanaya in terms of, when you're a goalkeeper and you do make an error, it does tend to be a lot more costly than any other position on the pitch. And when you have an error that leads to an actual goal, it compounds that. And then when you factor in his team wasn't able to put anything on the score sheet, when you lose a game due to your error, it just makes it a little bit harder. So Kanaya, keep your head up, young man. Tough way to lose a match, of course, but again, you will be back. And I know that, you will know that these things can happen in football. And my hope is that, before everyone is back fit, you get another chance in the league to, have a performance that you can really hold your head up and say, okay, I got a chance and I really, really took it with open arms. So, hopefully it can improve there. Again, just sad to see that error did cause the loss. Let's just look at the stats though. 49 touches, 31 of 45. He went long 20 times in the game, was successful 6 out of those 20. And that's pretty much the extent of the stats. So, as I said, Kanaya getting his chance. Now, Reading. Let's see, I just want to check something Reading. So, Reading now, I believe they had another fixture this week, but don't think Kanaya played. Okay, so they didn't have a fixture. So their next game is Saturday. So we'll watch. They do play Reading in the league. They do play Bolton in the league, excuse me. They have to travel to Bolton. So I will be interested to see, does Kanaya keep his place? I know he's kind of getting this because of injuries to the starter at the club. But I am just curious to see, will that player be back? What is the deal? But if we see him playing again, which I hope he gets a chance to, as I said, a chance at redemption for him, basically, I would love to see that happen. So Kanaya Boyce Clark back at Reading, getting his chance finally in the first team to start. Did come as a result of an injury to the starter, but in any case, that also has been the springboard to a lot of careers in football. Sad to say, sometimes that's what you need to get a chance to get into the team. So hopefully he can have a little better showing in the next game if he does indeed play again, and just eliminate that part with the errors out of the game, and he should be all right. So Jamali Waite, our other goalkeeper that was in the squad with us the other day, we already saw Shaquan Davis did play a Concacaf game, and he had a clean sheet in his first JPL game. He came in for Kanaya when he left, but Jamali Waite was there the whole time, and this is what Jamali has done recently in his league. They had a game last Saturday, and that would have been against Indy 11, and I think his countryman, Romario Williams, scored at him in this game. Yeah, Romario was the player of the match. I did see the highlight of this. I saw Romario post his goal. So that was interesting there. That Romario, another player that, maybe have we just got rid of him too soon? Like, I know he's in the USL and it's not the most respected league when it comes down to our footballers, but when he got his chance in the national team, I don't think he was so bad. I mean, he did his job. He won a penalty for us in the Nations League. Scored, I believe, when we went to, was it St. Kitts? Or was it St. Kitts? Can't remember which country it was. But I remember we went to a Caribbean island away in the Nations League and he got a goal and assist in the game. But this was his game this weekend against Jamali. 79 minutes played, 1 goal, 2 on target, 2 off target, 1 of 2 on his dribbles, 39 touches, 16 of 24 passing, had 3 key passes, and he created 2 big chances as well. So really should have had even more on the goal or assist chart in this one. 4 of 10 in ground duels, 3 of 3 in the air. He lost the ball 13 times out of those 39 touches. He committed 4 fouls and was fouled twice. Clearances 1, and he made 1 tackle. So put in quite a shift did Romario Williams, playing in a 2-striker system with Augustine, and you can see him kind of floating from the left and the right side, but putting in a very good performance. Another Jamaican scored on the day, Malik Foster. He's now at Indy 11 as well. These players used to all play for switchbacks, but they have moved. Malik following Romario over to Indy 11, and in this one he played 74, 1 goal. So well done to Malik Foster as well. Another player, what is he now, about 27 years of age, in the championship. Always been a decent championship player. Seems to always find homes in the league. So yeah, 2 players scoring in this one against their compatriot. So Jamali Waite at a 7.2 did concede 3 goals, but still got a 7.2. 90 minutes played, did have 6 saves on the day, 1 high claim, 4 saves inside the box. Accurate pass is very good, 20 of 22. Only went long 3 times, so 1 of 3 there. And no other stats to speak of. So concede 3, still get a 7.2. That is actually pretty good if you ask me. Has been in decent form lately. 7 or above for the most part for his club team. Is the starter for his club team, so plays 90 minutes week in, week out once fit. So that's good. He's in the championship, people, we know. But hey, he's getting his reps. He's playing football at a professional level. So you can't take that from him, all right? Now, another big news this week, people, from the Reggae Boy side of things. I'm going to stop sharing this for just a moment and check in with the chat before I move on to my next player. Yeah, been out 2 games now. Yep. I think the Saudi League in its current form is here to stay. The clubs are rich and ambitious. We will see. We will see. I mean, I think you saw with, I think China, was it, a few years back? They got Oscar to go, and they got, what's his name again? Ramirez to go, and a lot of other Brazilian players and others. And it never really took off. I think the Saudi League, though, they have been more consistent in the amount of players they've been able to get. I think the true key will be when like all the teams get players. Because right now it's like 4 or 5 teams that really have the most of the players. And that needs to change for the league to become a bit more viable for me. They do need points though to make the playoffs with 5 remaining games. Yeah, Philly is really, that's a good point, JPL. They need that to happen to get into the playoffs. Norman Campbell scored for his team on the 16th. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, man, I was going to pull up Norman eventually. I hope he takes his chances with both gloves. True. It was Grenada, yeah. So what I said, I think I said St. Kitts. I couldn't remember which team. Ram better than USL still. Yeah, but he's comfortable there. I mean, he keeps moving from team to team every season. Like, it's clear that the league rates him as a player in terms of a forward player, but it's just one of those things. It's kind of like how Blake is in the MLS. It's just like, comfortable. It's like, why I'm not leaving, because I'm good. I'm good here. I'm gonna talk Pavi. Ronaldo Sifa scored for his team on the 15. Mad. I wasn't going to look at him, so thank you for that. Romario Williams, yeah. Yeah, same thing, Mr. Travis. He moved from team to team. Bowser got minutes as well. Okay, nice. Because him is on the list, so I was going to pull him up. All right, so next big news, people. And I thought this was awesome that I saw this on the JFF Instagram. These are the type of things I think that we need to get better at as a federation, just highlighting what's going on with the players, moves, goals they score, anything like that. So this was good to see. And we've been calling for these people, for Dexter to move on to a first team situation. So as you can see on the screen, JFF reposted this. Congrats to our reggae boy Dexter Lambikisa for signing on with Verdun Sport, the Swiss Super League on loan from Wolves. All the best, Dex. So that was brilliant. Very, very happy to see Dexter Lambikisa over there. I don't believe he was on the bench as yet this weekend. Let's see. Verdun Sport. So here's the club. They are in the Swiss Super League. Currently, they're in 8th out of a 12-team league. Just 6 games in. They have 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses. So they'll need to pick it up if they're going to do better in this league this season. Their last game was played. They had a cup match on the 13th, which was Friday. And they won that 2-1. Their next game will be against Lausanne. A team that's right around them in the table in 10th. So they'll be traveling to Lausanne. So let's see how it will look. When I did some research on the team, I just wanted to see who's been playing the positions, right? So, of course, Dexter can play right back, right wing back, can play left back, left wing back, either side of the field. But, the selfishness in me, or the selfish side of me, would really want them to play him at right back, right? Because that's where he'll be playing for Jamaica. So I was just curious to see, who is on this team when I saw him go there. So let me just show you guys what I looked at. So I went to the team, Verdun Sport, and I just went to their most recent games. So in the league, they played Grasshoppers, beat them 2-1 on the 31st of August, right? So let's see. So when you look at the lineups, so the first thing I checked was what system do they play? So they play a 3-4-3, or they played one in the last game. Gonzalo Estevez would probably be in the position that I would most likely see him playing. So Gonzalo Estevez, who is he? So Gonzalo Estevez is a 20-year-old Portuguese, so another young player. He's also on loan. So he's on loan as well. And so far this season, when you look at his stats, he's only played 1 game. So when did he arrive? I think Gonzalo got to the club right before this game kicked off, people. So that was the first thing I noticed. I said, wait. So them have another right back that them just start in the league at right wing back, that them just get on loan as well. Wow. I just found that a bit strange. So I look back and I say, okay, so before he got there on the 25th when they lost 2-0 to Basel, who was playing right back? Now, this match, they played a 4-3-3, and their captain, Anthony, played right back. Now, Anthony is a bit older. He's 33 years of age, right? And so far this season, Anthony has played all 6, but only started 3. And he's played most of it on that right-hand side. So I say, okay, we're not going to do the cup. Let's just do the league. So on August 10th, when they drew with one of the better teams in the league, young boys. They played a back three again, and this time more of a right midfielder than a right wing back. And it was Marley, who is more of an attacking player. So they have done a lot of different things. This was on the 4th of August. They played that same 3-1-4-2 system, and they had a different player playing over here. So they really and truly have not nailed down what they want to do on this side of the pitch. Servette, some might know from they played Chelsea the other day. They played a 3-4-3 with Hatem over there again. So there's this player, Hatem, probably the other threat to that area of the pitch. But they have him as a left defender. And he got injured as well. So hard to tell what's going to happen for Dexter. As I said, they have another player that's playing right wing back that they just brought in as well. Maybe they don't see that player as an actual right back, more of a right wing back. They see Dexter as being able to play the right back role. So when they play the back four, will Dexter get the start? So I've been trying to pick my brain and see where Dexter fits in here. Currently, when you look at this team, they've been chopping and changing on that side of the field the whole season so far. So clearly they haven't nailed down anything, so that's good. But yeah, Dexter made his move, so I'm very, very interested to see how it plays out for him. But I think he will be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll find a way to get into this team and get some really valuable minutes in this league. I think it's another experience for him that will help, and we'll get the version of Dexter that we have been seeing for the Reggae Boys now that he's playing senior football more regularly. All right. So the next player is Big Dish, Deshaun Bernard. Deshaun Bernard has played 2 games since the window. He played in a 1-1 draw on the weekend against Sheffield, and then yesterday started and scored the match-winning goal in the EFL Cup. This was actually not yesterday. This was Tuesday, sorry. Scored the game-winning goal in the EFL Cup match. So let's look at this one here. You see the lineups now. So he was the player of the match, got the award in the stadium and got the award on the stats as well. 8.3. Had a nice half-volley goal after a kind of second action from a corner kick. He stayed up the field and stayed in the attacking phase and got the goal. 90 minutes played, 1 goal. He had 10 clearances on the day, 1 tackle, 2 of 2 on the ground, 5 of 9 on his aerial duels. 7 possession loss out of the 94 touches he had. 74 for 81, so 91% passing, very good. 1 key pass. He was 6 for 9 on his long passes. 1 shot on target was the goal, and he dribbled once and was successful. So Deshaun Bernard with a very, very good game in the EFL Cup, and they were able to knock out Blackpool on the day. In his league outing against QPR, this is what he did in this one. I think he was a substitute appearance for this one. Let me make sure. Yeah, so he came on for Famiwo. Didn't get the start after his exploits with the Reggae Boys. But he did come on and have a good performance, a 7.3 in his from the 73rd minute until the end of the game. 17 plus injury time. 1 clearance, 2 block shots, 1 clearance off the line as well in that cameo off the bench. 1 for 1 ground duels, 1 for 1 aerial duels, was fouled once. 12 touches, 6 for 6 passes. And that was his game in the weekend game in the league. All right, Travis. So the ball away, say no good. Had 2 good games at club. And has had good games for Jamaica. So stop fight the youth, Travis. Stop. May I call you out, Travis. May I call you out, brother. You really have this campaign, you know, like the baller. I don't know what the baller do, but he's not as bad as you say, my friend. William spent time in MLS, Egypt, and Turkey. Okay. I'm disappointed in Bowser. He's very talented, but don't live up to the potential. Bowser played 12 minutes, come off the bench last weekend. I will get there. Low started now in his game. Jason Gooner. Okay, it start. Nice. I soon get to Damian Low on the list. I'm just going through the list, people. So we have Greg Lee. I know Greg, surprisingly, I was very surprised. He came back to England after playing 90 minutes. And first thing him do is start in the championship on the weekend and play left back and keep a clean sheet against Stoke to give Oxford another win to their decent start to life in the championship. So Greg Lee played the entire 90 minutes at left back, which was a good sign because he had been benching before the window. 90 minutes played, he had some expected goals and could have had a goal in one of them. 2 clearances, 1 interception, 1 tackle. He was dribbled past once. 1 of 3 on ground duels, 1 of 2 in the air. 19 possession loss, 73 touches. Accurate passes, 38 of 46 for 83%. For Greg, I like that. I always want his accuracy to be a bit higher when I look at his stats. He had 1 key pass, 2 of 2 on his crosses. Very good there. 1 big chance created, 1 out of 6 on the long passes. 1 shot off target, and he had 1 big chance missed as well. So quite a eventful match for Greg Lee. Did a lot of things in this game. So Greg Lee with a very good performance back in the starting lineup in the league, which you love to see. And we'll see if that continues this weekend in their upcoming championship fixture. Hopefully that is the case. All right, next on the list. Actually, we have been talking about him because he's currently playing right now. Finally getting his first action in the Saudi Pro League, Damian Lowe. So, did have a feeling that the time to get into action over there might be a little longer, especially since he wasn't really playing so much for Philly before the move. And he has already picked up a yellow card early in this one. We're about 19 minutes in. As a matter of fact, I will turn it on because I can find this game, I'm sure. Let's watch this one, people. I turn on my VPN because that will just make life smoother. I can set my VPN to Jamaica. Lord fire. I never see Jamaica on the list before. Anybody watching the game? How him get the yellow card? Him kick down Aubameyang? And Julian Quinones step on the side too. It's a Concacaf battle. Yo, me tell you, say this side by enough ball, you know. Nacho, Castiles from Belgium, Gaston Alvarez, Ezekiel Fernandez, Nandez from Uruguay, Julian Quinones from Mexico / Colombia, and Aubameyang as well. Yeah, man, my buy baller, man. Damian Low star. Man, get the early yellow, man. 1 interception, 0 for 1, 3 loss, 9 touch, 5 for 7, 2 for 4 long pass. Man say him nah take no risk, people. Yo, bear with me. I try to find the game. Alright, see there. Yo, this a history piece. Oh, see there? No, but this is not the right game. So them not show that one there. Yo, we're not watch the game, people. Whoever watching it, let me know. I'm confused. What happened in Russia with Bowser? First season he was scoring hat-trick, and then all of a sudden he's not making match day squads. Well, the coaches leave Rob Smith. Every coach now go see the thing the same, you know? Yeah, the coach who brought him left. Yeah, the new coach didn't like him and his mates were cut. That's it. That's exactly what happened. Change that coach. Yep. Yeah, look, at the time when he went to Russia, you know, it wasn't the craziest option, you know, because he couldn't foresee the war. They were in the Champions or the Europa. They were in Europe, and they were on the up in terms of that club. They were buying players. They were trying to move up in the league. Russian league is a top 10 league in the world, you know, boss. It's not. It wasn't the worst move in the world, you know. But I agree with the staying part. Once they were out of Europe, then get out of there. Yeah, money always play a factor. Yep, Deshaun scored. Just like that, him getting first yellow. How you watching the game, Rob Smith? Oh, just getting the alerts. Okay. What kind of chopper server? Yeah, no. Me never use the Jamaica one. You mad? Must stay far from that one there. Yeah, bro. Me shock. When me see Greg Lee play the game, I said, damn, the man not just reach. Brother, we play the game on the what? On the Tuesday or the Wednesday we did play? Play Friday and then we play must be Tuesday. So that means the man reach back like Thursday, brother, or Wednesday ish. Must sleep out that day there. Or maybe do a recovery session Thursday now. And then one day of training, which is a day before match training, and then start the game. Say, blow this man here. And then play the whole game and play excellent. Can't be pound wise and penny foolish. Facts. It was a Tuesday. Yeah, so that means Tuesday, the game done. It's already Wednesday morning in the UK. So you travel the day. So you travel out the whole Wednesday, basically. So Thursday, you turn up at training now, recovery, assessment, see what go on. Maybe get on the pitch for a little bit. Probably just ride the bike just for, you know. And then Friday now you touch the field. So, yo, it's a madness, brother. Gunners. Yeah, man, not London. London is ours, you know. So yeah, Damian Lowe, get him first start. Hope him can stay on the pitch. Maridiana yellow. Oh, yo, I'm completely forget about this, you know. Yo, people, I'm sorry. I have to cut that show you short. Have to. I have to cut that show you short, people. I forget to have an appointment. People are forward at the yard to look on something we need some work in the house. So, people, honestly, I completely forgot about this. I'm going to have to go run. So, we will finish this. Very shortly. I will try to get back tonight and finish part 2 of this conversation. Because we only reached to the defenders and Damian Lowe. So, we want to get everybody them due. And that was not my intention to stop here. But I get in texts and calls and I need to get off because I have an appointment. Somebody coming to look at something in the yard and I completely forgot. So I wanted the show to be 2 hours anyway. That's probably why I thought I could do this no problem. And it's about a little over 2 hours now. So let me run and handle what I have to do in the house. As I say, people, look out around probably 2:45-ish, 2:50 for the Champions League watch along. Arsenal heading to Bergamo to face Europa League champions Atalanta, right? Hopefully, them don't deal with like how them deal with Liverpool last season, right? Yeah, man. I'll stop them people. So, big up on yourself. Thanks for everybody in the chat that was tuned in, dropping their thoughts, giving their opinions, telling me information as well. So, big up to everybody in the building that checked in. And those who couldn't stay around, we appreciate you coming and dropping a view when you were here. We are very thankful for every view we receive on the channel. And I am hopeful that as we continue to grow the channel, we will just get bigger and bigger and bigger. More people can see what going on. And Jason Gooner definitely pride himself or myself on bringing you content that bring the facts, bring the opinions, bring the analysis. Yeah, man. And for the most part, I'm going to make total sense when you check it out. See, you can disagree, but By the time I don't tell you what I tell you, you can at least respect the point of view. So big up on yourself, people. Thanks again for all the love in the comment section. Thanks for all the likes on the video. Yeah, man, share the video around, man. Make them know, say, me do a roundup of all things Jamaican football, at least what I thought was important. And yes, we had a nice discussion about all of it today. So big up, big up, big up, and thanks for being here, people. It is your boy Jason Gooner TV, and I'll be back shortly with a live watch along with Arsenal. And then tonight, we'll finish up this with a part few. All right? Big up on yourself and thanks again. Manners and respect. We're out. Boom.